adopted.
What about that, Ahmed? Do you think that we're in the process of transitioning? I mean, we even saw a couple of Olympians actually bowing out, not wanting to fight against or compete against an Israeli. And I want to look at, because you're in the United States, the importance of actually Americans and connecting a lot of what they go through in their own country to that same entity right now with the situation deteriorating in the United States, and still so much money is going to, for example, the Israeli regime. Do you think that that connection can be made, that people can understand, and that it's the Americans themselves that can actually rise up and question their government and hold it accountable for supporting such a regime?
Well, that's the connection that we try to make every day with the Green Party in terms of this issue, because the reality is when the United States says that Israel is the only country in the Middle East that shares its values, I mean, they're not lying. They're just leaving out the fact that those values are settler colonialism, imperialism, racism, and genocide. But that's really what it is. Israel was founded in very much a similar way that the United States was founded, with the genocide of the First Nations people, and then bringing in slaveries and having Jim Crow, which is very similar to the apartheid situation, which is going on over there. So there's a very similar shared history over there. So in addition to the powerful Israeli lobby, AIPAC is the second most powerful lobby in Washington, D.C. over here. In addition to that, you also have that shared history, which in order for the United States to begin to criticize Israel, they need to criticize themselves and their own history to begin with, too. But as we're seeing here in the United States with critical race theory and that sort of thing, we're starting to have that conversation about teaching our history correctly. We're hoping that we could accomplish two goals at the same time there, and that once we face that reality, we will stop having to support settler colonialism in other countries as well. But right now, that situation is really difficult, because I mean, we had a congressional resolution here, HR 2407, which was called "No Way to Treat Children," and all it said was that U.S. military weapons couldn't be used to detain, prosecute, or torture children. That's it. You could detain, prosecute, and torture as many Palestinians over the age of 18 as possible, but just not children. And that couldn't even get passed. That had about 24 co-sponsors out of like 200 Democrats in Congress at the time. So Democrats here aren't the solution to the problem either. So we have that problem here in the United States, and we're trying to overcome it by facing our history in a correct manner and correlating it with what's going on around the world as well.
And Ahmed, your take about